Good morning, this is Renee, your San Francisco Bay gardener. I just wanted to show you some changes that we made in this garden from 2024 through 2022. And this is our view from the stairs. And I'm going to try to put a picture on the side to show you the difference, what we've done. We've filled in the succulent garden to the left, put in tan bark on the right, and we moved the flower bin to the center. We added another bin and a border around the garden. And also we have the patio garden there to the right. Okay, this is our patio little garden here, and I'm going to put a picture next to it showing you what it looked like 2 years ago. And these containers that are on these chairs, those are my temporary little greenhouses holding my seedlings, trying to keep them from burning up, and hopefully they will last. I need to get them out pretty soon. But anyway, you guys just take your time when you're trying to, rejuvenate your garden or make changes to it. It doesn't have to be overnight. And 2 years just seems like it passed so quickly. So take your time and do the things like you want it to be. Okay, here is that little succulent garden I have on the side, in the cage garden, and the picture that I'm going to try to put up there is from 2022. Big difference. Okay, and this is a front view. It's full of nasturtiums that took over, and the pink knot-headed weeds, and lilies, and different kinds of succulents, which I don't know the names of, but because they were all given to me. And this was basically a free little garden here. I didn't pay for anything except the tulips, and they're gone right now. But anyway, if you need to fill in a space, nasturtiums will do it. These knot-headed weeds will also, because they just spread everywhere. And the cage garden is looking a little neater. I put in black tan bark and stepping stones. You see on the left, I have some volunteer poppies coming up there, and I put some mats down to cover up the weeds. I think I'm gonna put some kind of bushes there all along that path in order to form a border. So we'll see. But anyway, you see this pathfind that I have, it doesn't necessarily stop all the weeds from growing, but it keeps out a lot of it compared to just dirt. And that's my wildflower garden there. Not sure what's in it, but I know for sure there are poppies in there. So we'll see when they start flowering. I hope that they start flowering pretty soon. And I'm going to put some rocks around it as a prettier border. Hi, you guys. I have just dug out my 2 chamomile plants, and they are both huge. I looked it up on Google, and they said you're not really supposed to transplant chamomile unless it's like smaller than 3 inches tall. And these, one is about, I'd say 2 feet, and this one right here is maybe 4 feet. No, not 4 feet, 3 feet. But I've transplanted both of them. This is one, and we'll see if they live or not. I put this one in the flower bin, and the other one is over there next to the fence. And that was planted this morning. It's not looking too good, but they definitely had to come out. I need to start planting my tomatoes, so I needed the room. Okay, now that I moved that chamomile plant out, I am going to put, I think, 2 mortgage lifter plants in that spot, and the one that grows the best will get to stay. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a little patio mix from Kellogg's off in there, because I put a little bit too much water underneath. And then this is plant tone. And here are my mortgage lifter plants. I'll dig them out and put them in the dirt. All right, so they're here. And I'm gonna put some more dirt on top of them. This one is leaning, so it might not do too well, but we'll see. It's the evening time. I didn't want to plant them in the hot sun. Okay, now these are supposed to be some really good tomatoes, so I hope they come through. Now, this banana pepper that I overwintered, it seems to be coming out with some more leaves, so I'm going to leave it in there and look for another place to put the rest of my peppers. And this is a collard that I harvested the other day. Maybe harvested a little bit too much, but that broke. But at least I got some plants, some greens instead of the dog. All right, so I think that I'm gonna put in just one more tomato plant in this square foot garden. I had 3 altogether last time, but that was a little bit too much. So I'm gonna take out one of those chives and put a tomato there. You'll see I had to stake up my grapes. They were beginning to fall over. And this is just a temporary structure. And we'll have to see what we can do about getting something more permanent. But yeah, the grapes are coming along very well. And I know this year I'm going to have to cut back some of those leaves so that the grapes can actually get some sunshine. And I do have flowers on there, so I want to do everything to help them grow. Okay, you guys, I forgot to say that I ran out of the different kind of fertilizers that I use. I don't have worm castings. I don't have any compost because we planted a new camellia bush in the side garden and they used all of it because this was a big big tree-like thing. So all of it's gone. All I had was the plant tone. So I used that, and I decided that I was not going to plant those mortgage lifter tomatoes that close together. So they're about a foot apart. And I also put 2 little marigold plants. There's one over there. 2 little marigold plants next to them. We'll see how they do. And I'm going to protect them both with some Dollar Tree domes that I had. Because even though we're going to have 50-degree nights for the near future, I don't want the bugs to get them, so we're going to use those and see how they do. All right. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is the flower bin, what I call the flower bin. And it hasn't changed that much, except I put the chamomile in there 2 days ago, and it's not doing well, so I'm going to cut it back. The pincushion flower, let me see, scabiosa, I think that's what it's called, scabiosa. It's doing well. I didn't cut it back, and that's why it's looking so raggedy, but I'm not going to do it now. And then that's geraniums on the side. I have some, let me see, daffodils that the flower has died off, and I'm just waiting for them to die off, and then I'm going to cut them back. And I'm waiting for the, let me see, black-eyed Susans or brown-eyed Susans to bloom. They're all over the place. And some of this, I think those are new scabiosa or pincushion plants. So I might have to dig those out and transplant them someplace else. But we'll see. Anyway, I am going to cut this chamomile plant back so that the nasturtium can get some light, because this thing is not going to make it like this. And I'm going to try to, I don't know whether it's worth trying to save some of these flowers, but I am. Even if I just get 1 cup of tea, I'm gonna try it. Okay, and the last big change we had is this side garden, the borders around the yard, and of course the tan bark in the center. I put the bench and chair out there. It looks a little bit more organized. That's a blackberry bush, and it's filling in a little bit on the right. That's going to be morning glories. My pink plant, whatever that is, and hollyhocks are doing well. The red sweet williams are looking really beautiful. The yellow arisamus plant, that has bloomed all through the winter. And I have my borage that's coming in, and I planted them with nasturtiums this time. I don't know how that combination is going to be, but it said it's a good combination, so I hope that the nasturtiums will fall over the side and the borage will get taller. Okay, that's yarrow. It's going to get tall. So anyway, you guys, this is the garden. Took 2 years to get this way, and we're still not finished. But let that be an encouragement for you that you don't have to do it all at once. And there's my one Mexican marigold is coming in, starting to bloom next to the blueberry bush. You see, and the entrance to the cage garden is a little different. That bucket there with the orange top is my super juice that I made 2 years ago and never opened it. I'm afraid to open it now. Maybe I'll do a video on that one day. It'll probably blow us away. But I need to organize that plant table. And what I said I'm going to do is get rid of these collards, the tree collards. They're pretty old. I might take some cuttings from them, but what I'm going to do is plant my green beans in those. Maybe a couple of tomatoes as well. And there's an onion plant that I have let go to seed. Okay, you guys, that's it for this time. If you haven't already done it, get out, please, and enjoy your garden. The weather is improving, and birds are out. That's my grape plants. And just try to have a blessed day. And thank you for watching. Okay, bye-bye.